Topic. Results just in moments ago from a major Democratic primary race in Pennsylvania, where an anti-Israel incumbent Democrat, a member of the ultra-liberal so-called Squad, has just survived a real challenge that no one thought would happen from a more moderate candidate, Congresswoman Summer Lee, first Squad member to face an actual primary vote where her position on Israel and Gaza became a focal point. She represents Pennsylvania's 12th district, which includes the Pittsburgh neighborhood of Squirrel Hill, the site of the heinous Tree of Life synagogue shooting in 2018. Her opponent is a more moderate Democrat and local council member, Bhavini Patel, has gone after Lee in her ads and so has a super PAC supporting her.
Summer Lee wants to dismantle the Democratic Party, undermine President Joe Biden, and even wants to abolish the police. It's not debatable, it's documented.
And in this moment, Representative Summer Lee is opposing President Biden. She and the Squad gave him the cold shoulder at the State of the Union, refusing to stand in support of his re-election.
Lee voted against a resolution which ultimately passed in the House condemning, quote, the support of Hamas, Hezbollah, and other terror organizations at institutions of higher education. She also voted against a resolution condemning the October 7th attacks. Along with fellow Israel critics Rashida Tlaib, Cori Bush, and Ilhan Omar, the Squad were out there during Biden's State of the Union in March, refused to take part in the standing ovations from other Democrats. Omar's daughter was just arrested at the Columbia protests in New York. Last month, Jewish leaders in Lee's congressional district delivered a letter rebuking her over her public statements and views towards Israel throughout the war and since the October 7th attack, accusing her of, quote, divisive language that they have found to sometimes be, quote, openly anti-Semitic. Politico reported that campaign signs for Patel in the district were often paired in front yards and on roadsides with signs reading, "We stand with Israel." But Lee told the New York Times it should be seen as it's not the only issue that was important. She has the support of the establishment. It's a heavily redistricted district, and it's a very Democratic area. But she barely won it the first time, and of course, popular Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman has become very outspoken in his pro-Israel views. She's long been the favorite, with everything happening on college campuses, not to mention the opposition of Jewish leaders in the community. The question was, would she survive? An upset was possible, and even a close call was going to lead people to have questions. But joining us now is NewsNation Chief Washington Correspondent, moderator of The Hill, Blake Berman. Blake, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. So we're just getting in results tonight.
Hey, Dan.
What does it look? It's looking like Summer Lee is going to survive this challenge.
She will win this. This has been called by Decision Desk HQ just a little while ago, Dan. At last check, when I was looking at the numbers, about 2/3 of the precincts had reported, and she was up by some 13, 14 points. So a fairly early call for Summer Lee tonight. I mean, look, you outlined a lot of it there, where she is and where the Squad is. You're right. This was a widely watched race just to see how she would fare in this primary. And she's going to cruise. By the way, I would add to that, not only was she backed by the Squad, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, for example, was campaigning for her in the recent days. She was also backed by the top Democrat in the House, the leader, Hakeem Jeffries. So there was sort of a wide range of support for Summer Lee. She hasn't even been in Congress, Dan, for 2 years. She is just a freshman congresswoman, but this obviously a widely watched race to see how the so-called, first so-called quote-unquote Squad member would fare in the first primary this election season.
And talk to us about the kinds of voters we're talking about here in this particular district in Pennsylvania. Are these very liberal? I mean, obviously, if they elect, if they pick Summer Lee, it is a very liberal district, at least as far as Democrats are concerned.
This is the area in Pittsburgh and then around Pittsburgh, southeast Pittsburgh area. This is Allegheny County, for example. Most of the district, or some of it, is Allegheny County. That area in 2020 was basically a 60-40 split Biden-Trump. So it was an area that Democrats easily, or the president easily carried in 2020. And Summer Lee will cruise on into Congress in the general election. It's not expected that this will be contested or close at all. Come November.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.